made it back alive. As soon as we lost connection, I thought. I can see you on a camera feed. Ahead of you, in Absulov research, there's an elevator that you can take to me on floor B1. I've marked the elevator so you can find it with your sight. There's probably a lot of things to explore in Absulov research, but don't stay for too long. And don't insert the key into the tablet until I've analyzed it. Please hurry.
Mythology Research, Note 4, with Dr. Henrik Anderson and my lovely wife.
Dr. Sarah Anderson.
The power of the Hammer of the God is on a whole other level than anything discovered before. The Hammer is powering the entire facility and is more stable than anything else of this strength. Even the power cells charged with it has a huge amount of power.
We've decided to call the power Atrium, after the creator of the Hammer. And not only does Atrium have the attributes described by Henrik, it also has a lot of magical potential. I don't know how to describe the phenomena scientifically, but Atrium has a terrifying effect on certain creatures from the myth that are affiliated with darkness. When it was wielded by Thor, it must have had an enormous destructive capacity. No wonder the gods are described as feared by everyone in the 9 realms. Mythology Research, Note 5. There are many gods from the myths, which seem to have ties to the things we are retrieving from the other worlds. We have items from Odin, the Allfather, and his son Thor, the god of lightning. We have also found proof of the existence of the immortal Baldur and Freya, the goddess of fertility. And we have some leads on Hel, the goddess of death, Mimir, the keeper of the Well of Wisdom, and Loki, the god of mischief. But that one worries me a bit. Has unearthed is just as astounding as mentioned in the previous notes made by Henrik. One thing I just had to note was a story depicting an enormous wall built to protect Asgard from the outside world. The story talks of the gods making a wager with a giant. The wager was that if the giant could finish the wall within a set amount of time, he could marry the goddess Freya. However, when the giant was almost finished, the gods cheated. And to add insult to injury, Thor crushed the giant's head with his hammer. This We've had lots of difficulties maneuvering the other 8 worlds of Yggdrasil to find the artifacts that we need. That is, until now. Henrik found out that magical beings can see on a spectrum that is invisible to mere mortals. And with artifacts and knowledge brought home from Valnaheim, Henrik has managed to infuse this magic into an augmented reality implant, making the spectrum visible to the user. And this is an amazing leap forward to unlock the secrets that these worlds are holding from us.
För mig.
Döda mig! Döda mig! En av dem. Du är en av dem.
Researcher Yang, Note 12. I had heard much about Borcorp before attending the first interviews. Most of it mixed, as is usually the case of enterprises built around the ideas of single, eccentric individuals. But the way people spoke about it, it sounded more like some idealistic crusade rather than a scientific excursion. Perhaps that's why I took the job, to begin with. To disprove the pseudoscience proposed by others working on the logical puzzle that is the Absulov. Now, from the beginning, I have treated this as a natural phenomena, and I will not simply believe. In time, we'll find an explanation for the Absulov's existence. By then, I hope the fool-spouting paganistic nonsense will be a long way from here.
Absulov research.
Researcher Yang, Note 40. The Absulov containment facility has grown in equal proportions to the discoveries made during the last few months. The various spatial phenomena occurring in the vicinity of the Absulov are astounding, and the materials excavated are just... they're alien in nature and most likely dangerous. And I keep wondering about Dr. Henrik Anderson's intentions. It's clear he's looking for something. At first I figured it to be a religious reasoning behind his actions. But when I came across a schedule for the facility, I noticed how Anderson has apparently moved his own daughter into one of the advanced care units. He's planning something. I want to find out what.
Absulov research. Floor 1, Absulov research. Floor 2, Absulov research. Basement 1, waste disposal.
Dr. Lisa Svensson, supervisor, day 12 of tablet analysis. Dr. Anderson brought an artifact holding an engraved sphere and some form of magnetic energy field. The text delivered with the sphere suggests that it's a soul stone, something meant to replicate and store the soul of any higher being. There are accounts of time anomalies and split realities, but they are impossible to read at the time.
Oh jävlar vad släppt. Do you have it? Oh, magnificent! Praised be Odin and all of his sons! Oh, you've done well.
I almost died, and
But you didn't. And now you've taken the first step in my plan to save this world of ours. Oh, jag har fortfarande en chans.
Yes, but...
Now, there's much I have to show you. And time is of the essence. At the end of the hallway is a room. The key code is 3425. I'll direct you once you've entered the room. Please, leave questions for afterwards. Now go.
Questions? Where do I even begin?
This clears a lot of things up for us. Thank you for bringing the key back.
You're welcome. And thank you for fixing my arm.
Yeah. I assume you have no memories of your past, and I bet you're wondering who you are. Well, so am I. But I'm locked out of the facility's main database at the moment, So if we make a quick detour, then
Henrik! Thousands are dying every minute and you're talking about detours?
we need to know, Sarah. I need to know what happened to her.
Don't put the girl through any more than she has to, Henrik. Don't make her do this.
We have to figure this out. The emergency system severed the connection between most of the systems and the base. You need to go to the medical research facility and approve a remote link to grant me access to the information we need. I would do it myself, but I'm not strong enough. I'll show you everything you need to know on the way.
Most things in the facility are always handled with extreme caution, while some just aren't. We're hundreds of meters below the surface in northern Sweden. If something happens, it could be hours before help arrives. Above that, some of the artifacts clearly emits energy fields that could be a potential long-term health risk. The statue in the center of the facility has hundreds of people walking by it all day. Not to mention the gigantic hammer that was carelessly placed in a room where serious scientists, including myself, are working unprotected right next to it. My PDA tablet was low on battery this morning, but when I got back to my quarters, the battery was almost full. This just can't be right.
In the floor ahead of you, there's a battery. In case of a facility-wide power failure, they can be charged to power equipment in smaller areas. Jangreper has the ability to remotely charge these batteries with large and small bursts. When you're done with it, you can just take the energy right back, like any power station. This will make the area go dark again. That thing stopping your path is a wraith, a ghost of a Jotun giant. It's time to show you the weapon in Jangreper. The last level, right before it overloads, is used to destroy evil magic. But be wary, different creatures will react differently to the power, so be careful when using it. Use the large atrium burst to destroy the Jotun wraith that stops your path. Don't forget that while you're charging the arm, you can cancel the charge at any time to avoid overloading it. By the gods, I see that ahead of you there's a whole lot of vermin. The myth describes them as trolls. We accidentally brought them back from Midgard on an expedition to retrieve a mythical harp from a magical creature which we destroyed. Back then, they were blind, but when they started spreading here, they evolved, and now they aren't blind anymore. And they're aggressive and fast. Always be ready with a large pulse of Jangreper.
1, waste disposal.
Henrik, what am I looking at?
That is the source of the power you are wielding, and the thing powering the whole facility, the hammer of the gods. You can charge Jangreper on the energy outlets on the hammer, and don't forget your portable power cells if you end up without power suddenly. After this, we might lose connection since we're going to the upper level, so good luck.